Power plant day. Bridge day. You scared of the pictures? Power plant. Bridge day. Open the straight or you'll be living in hell. Censor the satellite. How what we did to your bases. You're losing your mind and you're losing this war. Face it. You tweet like a madman, threatening power plants and bridges. Praise be to Allah. You sound unhinged, you bitch. You want us living in hell, but you're the one scared of the sky. Begging every satellite company to hide what we did to your guys. 17 bases hit, C-130 and Black Hawk's gone. 100 million wasted just to save one pawn. Now you're blocking the photo so the world doesn't see how bad little Iran up your military. Power plant, bridge day. Open the straight or you'll be living in hell. Censor the satellites. How what we did to your bases. You're losing your mind and you're losing this war. Face it. Sacred defense. We still standing. You censoring the sky.
If it is invalid, we promise a tenfold refund. This denture can be successfully worn in just 1 second.
Yeah, another one. So we understand there's propaganda getting pushed all over the place and the different ways that they're now using technology from
is hell. If your children are watching, be warned, the president did not use polite language. Quote, Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. We should note that destroying civilian power infrastructure is generally considered to constitute a war crime under international law, though the president could argue that the infrastructure has dual use and also is utilized by Iran's military.
Why is Jake Tapper, first of all, reading accurately the quote from Donald Trump talking about
Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the effing straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. The president posting there on True Social about this ongoing operation and his new red line for the Iranian regime. Now, the president also provided new details on what happened earlier this year as the Iranian regime took to the streets and slaughtered what the president tells me is 45,000 civilians in their own country. After that took place, President Trump told me the United States sent guns to the Iranian protesters. He tells me we sent them a lot of guns. We sent them through the Kurds, and the president says he thinks the Kurds kept them. He went on to say we sent guns to the protesters, a lot of them.
this is a lot of weird stuff. Well, first of all, he had to stumble through that quote just in case there was. This is again over the week, Sunday. This is just Sunday. Spoke with President Trump. He told me the conflict should be over in days, not weeks. But if no deal is made by, he's blowing up the whole country with very little off the table. If it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, we're blowing up the whole country, he said. I asked if there's anything off limits, and he said very little, very little off limits. Hey, here's more. Because she had a bit of a stretch. It must have been a longer conversation. She says, I asked the president if his 2 to 3 week timeline still holds. It should be days, not weeks, Trump said. It should be wrapped up in days because no sane group of people could stand the punishment that's going to rain down on them if it's not. He also said, I don't think it's necessary, but I don't rule anything out as far as getting ground troops, American ground troops, to come in and take part in his ego war. We'll see how that goes. More. When I asked the president about his comments to Fox that there could be a deal tomorrow, that being today, Monday, he said he didn't know if there would be, saying, I have no idea with these people. There could be a deal, and there could also not be a deal. I don't know. I have no idea with these people. They're getting the beat out of them. And that's all I can tell you. There's been no country that's ever taken a pounding like that. It led me to this, though. Remember one of the biggest cheerleaders of all this is Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham goes on Fox News all the time, spittles, cries, screams, his eyes get bloodshot when he thinks of the promise of killing more brown people that he...
I support wars that make America safer.
Thank you, sir.
Senator.
Lenny, how you doing?
How you doing? Is there a foreign war you don't support?
I support wars that make America safer.
Thank you, sir.
Had to play it twice just in case you didn't see him, even as he was asked a question and he kind of had a tilt to that left foot. He's like, ooh, hold on now, let me give you pounds. Before he jumped back into his the car. At least he had someone driving, unlike Tiger Woods. And he had his road coke in his hand. I don't know. Behind this, and they've got some very stark language.
What do you think is going to happen? You think we're going to be okay?
I hope so. Of course. I don't know.
Do you think about it?
I'm confused. I can't believe we went to this war. When we started bombing Iran, I was like, this can't be true.
And what about Lebanon now?
I know. Israel's invaded Lebanon. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, just stop. Like, what do you need?
Well, they're trying to, supposedly, they're trying to stop the terrorists.
That's crazy, though, if you're the terrorist. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to stop them, stand in front of the mirror and start there.
Well, these radical leftists talking about how the United States of America's leadership are terrorists, bro. I'm so confused. I just heard.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know. I seen the video. I was watching the little terrorist video, or not terrorist video. What do you call it? The little Donald Trump video about him going over there. You lost it. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find that other video too. The one I was just watching. Let me see. Get out of there. I was just watching it. Yeah. Okay. And then,
try this 11-minute trick to instantly restore your phone's original speed and battery life to brand new condition.
Yeah, about
What is this? Who released this? Sir, it's everywhere. Good. Is this real? They're saying there are names to bear. Big names, Kabir.
Big to be Eddie ago.
Are the files real? Were you mentioned? This is fake. All of it. Total fabrication. You have a situation. I'll handle it. You may need a bigger solutions. You're talking about war. I'm talking about focus. Focus? The world forgets quickly when something louder happens. Movement detected. They're preparing something. Let them. This will fix it. Right?
right. Going to war will fix the Epstein files. See, everybody knows everything. They even had pictures of this motherfucker with his little micro penis playing with itself in front of some little kids. You know, all kinds on video. They got all kinds of dirt on this cracker, man. This dude is so fucked in the game, he don't know what to do. You know, if they're not entertaining the Article 25 impeachment clause in the Constitution, they should, just so this way they could throw this lunatic into prison. Now, clearly everybody understands that he's a puppet. Now, as the video goes on, it proves that he's a puppet. Okay, he's a marionette on strings, and you have individuals that are pulling the strings. For real, I was like shook. Wow, okay. I think it's where is it at? Right here, I think it is.
That's not real. Is it? How? He's becoming unstable. Pressure reveals truth. And if he breaks, then he was never strong enough. Expand the strikes. Sir, are you sure? I said do it, They're reacting emotionally. sloppy movements. Then we remain disciplined. No, no, no. Who's doing this? They lied to us! It's all connected! Truth, 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 truth! The pressure is building fast. Good. And the files? They're losing attention slowly. Turn it off! We can't. Turn it off! Focus. We caught her up way you weren't at. The louder the war became, the harder the truth pushed back. This was supposed to end it! Sir. Why is it still everywhere? Why is it still everywhere? We're losing control of the narrative. Military pressure is failing. Stop talking and fix it! But sir, the data, we need a new strategy. Do it now! No, I didn't move. Who's there? He's destabilizing. He's adapting. That doesn't look like control. It doesn't need to.
Right, see? And you're seeing the strings, right? So that's in representation of the elites at the top. You know, Clown Slob, Noah Yuval Harari, you know, Larry Fink, Larry Ellison, you know, all of these cats at the top. You know, just got all this money. Bill Gates, what's that other dude's name? Zuckerberg. You know, all these different individuals that are in control of all technology, all of this type of shit. It's all about control. It's all about, it's just another system of control. They got to get rid of the U.S. petrodollar. Okay. You know, the war, the Epstein files was a distraction from the real of what they're doing. All they're trying to do is push, you know, the MOTB, right? And the MOTB is the mark of the beast system, right? And the only way that mark can be used, it has to be subcutaneously implanted underneath your skin. It's the size of a grain of rice in the right or left hand. It doesn't matter. And then, you know, you have the Chinese and the Japanese pushing the Neuralink program. You see what I'm saying? You got the Chinese pushing Neuralink. Chinese got a better Neuralink. They got more people that have taken this Neuralink program that have allowed individuals to be able to walk. All these are all false miracles. You know. Let me go get it. Yep, they're all false miracles. Right? Let me see. Let's see. 2 Thessalonians, where you at? 2 Thessalonians, boom. Right? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worshipped, so that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing that he himself is Yahweh. Okay, which is, we all know that that's a lie. That's not what's actually, that's not what actually is going on. Okay, right? These devils have been trying to prove that they're God's chosen people and everything else. Let me go and prove that. Let me see, Ezekiel. Because, that is what he's doing. I mean, as far as, where is it at? That is what he's doing as far as trying to pretend that he's God, right? Right. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. Okay? And that's exactly what they've done, man. You got 2/3 of our people out there that still believe these Edomite Caucasians are God's chosen people. Right? Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy hath said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Right? And that's exactly what's going on, man. And that's what Second Thessalonians believe. That, because you got MAGA, these maggots, they're out there, they're out there still advocating for this Edomite piece of shit. They actually still advocate and believe that. I talked to some of these people on my job, man. Okay. Some of these Caucasians, man, and these motherfuckers actually believe in Trump, man. They believe in this motherfucker, man, to the doom. They think that at the end of all of his shenanigans and bullshit, and then when I ask him about what about the Epstein files, don't you think that he started this war in order to cover up for the Epstein files, that he's been revealed as the son of perdition, as he's been revealed as a fucking a perv, right, and a rapist? That's man, that's just distraction. No, Trump's going to do this. He's going to do that. I'm telling you, we're going to get rich. We're going to be back on top. It's all about racial inequality, okay, and racial bigotry with these Edomite devils. I work with these motherfuckers at work, man. And, they're actually exposing themselves how they truly feel about us. I mean, the motherfucker actually had the mitigated audacity the day before yesterday, which Friday. Actually had the mitigated audacity to tell me to my face that he believes that Donald Trump is doing the right thing. Clearly he's an open racist about the shit. And now don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being a racist. Okay? There really isn't, because the word racist simply means one who advocates for his race to be in front or above other races. I mean, we do the same thing as Israelites. I mean, but the Bible backs us up. They're just backing it up with a bunch of emotion, fluff, and the sword. But we back it up with holy scriptures, right? Like it says in Deuteronomy chapter, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. You see? For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The Lord thy God, Yahweh, hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Right? Is that not a tenet of racism? Right? Okay. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any people, for you were fewest of all people. But because the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which what he done and what he's going to do again. Spiritual Sodom in Egypt, okay, and Pharaoh this time, he's going to deliver us out of the hands of Agent Orange, right? Nero 47, right? Know ye therefore that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, he is thy power, the faithful power, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Get this, and repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him, he will repay him to his face. Right? And there's been a lot of individuals over at Genesis, Sakari, GOCC, IUIC, all of these different individuals that have turned their back on the true teachings of the Holy Scriptures, okay? And still calling upon the name of a false God. They don't believe in the miracles of Yahweh Shah. They say that it was magic. GOCC is believing that all nations can be saved, overlooking the fact that Israelites are the chosen people that are going to be saved, and only an elect amongst them. I mean, IUIC calling upon Jeebus crossed, What the fuck, man? Sakari, they just went straight up back into the world, calling themselves gangster Crips. The Genesis assholes, they done sold out. They're saying that just like GOCC, everybody can be saved. I mean, you see what I mean? So these individuals have shown outward, perpetual, or direct hatred of the Most High God in their actions and what they've said on mainstream media. Okay, and they didn't even take account in the latter end of their actions of what the Most High was going to do to them as false prophets. But they are fulfilling their lot. Now, what I had stated earlier concerning 2 Thessalonians, these Edomites sitting in the temple of God on the earth are his people. And you have 2/3 of our people that believe that Jeebus crossed, Cesare Borgia, the Edomite Caucasian, is their God. Every Sunday they go to worship this long-haired homosexual gay white man. Every Sunday. So on 2 Thessalonians, they sit in the temple of the Most High, showing themselves that they are the Most High, right? And that part is true. But and I misspoke, and I wanted to clear that up. I apologize. Okay, don't get mad at me. Okay, I woke up and I saw this video as far as the new troll of Trump, how he getting his ass kicked in the Middle East, and how he's other individuals that are pulling his strings. You know what I mean? And so I thought that I would try to clear up a couple things, that really bothered me during the video. I mean, you got damn, I forgot his name at the end of the video talking about that America is the terrorist, and that is true. There's no doubt about that. America is the terrorist. Okay, and we try to explain these things, but nobody cares to listen to what's going on. And those that do listen, those are the individuals that the Most High may have mercy on. But the Most High will show mercy upon whom he will show mercy. Okay, and he will have compassion upon whom he will have compassion. So it's up to the Most High, at the end of the day, who he's going to save and who he's not. Because we, as the hopeful elect, we hope that the Most High will choose us to be for the election. But we don't know for sure, But we have faith. That's something these Edomite Caucasians don't have. They ain't got it coming, man. Psalms chapter, 37 and 18? Right. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. So we're hoping that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, when the power goes out, that he will send angels, that will help us to make it through these times, man. I just got through watching a video of Apostle of Elder Amawan Gabar out in New York, and he just said he said, hold on, just hold on to your faith. A lot of people are getting weak. A lot of people are losing faith right at the gate. And I'm trying not to be one of these individuals, man. I pray every day, man. Before I go out to preach today, and Lord willing, I'm gonna make sure that I pray before the Most High before I leave, man. Okay, that the Holy Spirit will be upon me in order to try to bring some of these people to repentance before it's over, man. Because when the lights go out and ain't no more food on the shelves, Jacob's trouble gonna jump off full-fledged, full swing. Right? And that's a bad position to be in, boy. I'm telling you. Right? Let me see. Where was that? It was Psalms 34, I think it was, wasn't it? Salakia. Right? Psalms chapter 34, verse 7. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. Right? Verse 9. O fear the Lord, ye his saints, for there is no want to them who fear him. Right? See, so we won't have to lack or anything. We'll probably be just fine. I just wanted to do everything I could to try to do what I could, to break down these videos that I find. And, not Revelation chapter 17, I was in the process of breaking it down, and then my rib called me on the telephone and fucked the whole video up. So I want to apologize about not being able to get that video done. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Yahweh Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth through rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Okay, what was that about? Hold on. All right, let me see. Boom. Alrighty. So, let's see what he says now.
Iran has said, this is a phase change. We are now forever going to control the Strait of Hormuz and the Persian Gulf, and we are going to control the oil trade. And that means that instead of the United States plans to use oil as a choke point on other countries to enforce their compliance with American foreign policy, it's now Iran that is in control of this choke point. And it can impose sanctions on U.S. and its allies, sanctions on Israel, sanctions on the European or any other allies of the United States. So it's turned the tables on the whole U.S. attempt to use oil as a means of control.
Okay, hold on. Yep, let's get it. Hold it right there. Right? Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealtst treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. That was perfect, right? Y'all seen the video? That was perfect. What the hell? Okay. Uh-oh, hold on. Come on now. Let's see what else he got to say. Wow. Went straight to it. Man, come on, man. These motherfuckers do anything to stop this truth.
Iran has said, this is a phase change. We are now forever going to control the Strait of Hormuz and the Persian Gulf, and we are going to control plans to use oil as a choke point on other countries to enforce their compliance with American foreign policy. It's now Iran that is in control of this choke point, and it can impose sanctions on U.S. and its allies, sanctions on Israel, sanctions on the European or any other allies of the United States. So it's turned the tables on the whole U.S. attempt to use oil as a means of control. Now, what is at issue is Iran being able to achieve what the United States has based all of its foreign policy on: control of the international revenues from oil exports. The American philosophy is, number one, you bomb civilians. You break all the rules of international law, which are against that. You bomb civilians to demoralize them. And if you concentrate, as Trump did along with Israel a few weeks ago, you bomb the schools, you bomb the hospitals. That's American policy in foreign countries. It's most visible in the case of Israeli policy in Gaza and now the West Bank as well. And it's the same policy that the United States followed in Iran. Well, the idea was that this would demoralize the population, and the Iranian population would want to get rid of the Ayatollahs and say, we don't want to be bombed anymore. We want to save the children. We want let's make a deal and appoint a leader favorable to the United States so that it'll stop bombing it. Well, this was This is nonsense from the beginning, but it was the guiding spirit of American foreign policy. Bomb a country, and that will lead to a regime change and a collapse. This is a conflict in Iran to determine what will the shape of the international economy be. Is it going to restore American control of the oil trade and give it the choke point over the international economy that it's looking for, or are we going to be independent of the United States?
Kind of looks like independence is going to kick in big time, doesn't it?
The American empire is fast disappearing. And everybody, other than the American people, know it. It is troubling for Americans to hear that we are the biggest debtor in the world. The United States' debt used to get a AAA rating by the agencies Standard & Poor, Moody, and Fitch from AAA, which is the best you can get. And then we can also see the second biggest holder of American debt for most of the post-World War II period has been the People's Republic of China. That's another reason you can't talk about this in America, because it would require explaining to Americans that the People's Republic of China currently owns about $750 billion worth of the debt of the United States, which it does. And then you do a little work and you discover that's down from over $1 trillion worth of U.S. debt that the Chinese held as little as 8 or 9 years ago, which means they've been declining. They've been unloading their holdings. Why might that be? Might they be worrying that it's unsafe to do so? You bet they might. And are they the only ones? Not at all. The American empire is fast disappearing.
And everybody knows it.
Donald Trump has spent years telling us who belongs in this country and who doesn't. So let's talk about his family, shall we? Trump's grandfather was born Friedrich Trump in 1869 in Bavaria. Germany had mandatory military service. Friedrich was required to serve. Instead, he chose to escape the country altogether. He was 16. He bought a one-way ticket, boarded a ship, and sailed to America without completing his military service, without officially registering his departure, without doing a single thing he was legally required to do before leaving. Eventually, he made his way to the Pacific Northwest. Then he followed the gold rush into Canada. During the Klondike Gold Rush, he moved to Yukon and made his fortune operating a restaurant and brothel for miners in Whitehorse. The rooms had weighing scales in them, so miners could pay in gold dust for rendered services. The bulk of the cash flow came from the sale of liquor and sex, and that money got passed down. So when Friedrich had enough, he packed up his stuff and went back to Germany, got married, and tried to reclaim German citizenship and settle back home. Germany, however, said no. A local council letter from 1905 informed Friedrich that his citizenship would not be reinstated, and that he had 8 weeks to leave the country or be deported. The official reason? He had illegally left Germany to avoid military service. 20 years earlier, Germany deported him for being a draft dodger. Now, here's where history hands us something extraordinary. Friedrich Trump did not go quietly. This man wrote a letter to the Prince Regent of Bavaria, begging, and I mean begging, not to be sent away. He wrote, "We were confronted all at once, as if by lightning strike from fair skies, with news that the High State Royal Ministry has decided that we must leave our residence in the Kingdom of Bavaria. We were paralyzed with fright. Our happy family life was tarnished. My wife has been overcome by anxiety, and my lovely child has become sick. Why should we be deported? This is very, very hard for a family." And the prince rejected him. Friedrich left Germany on July 1st, 1905. His wife, 3 months pregnant with Donald Trump's father, Fred. Friedrich Trump, illegal immigrant, draft dodger, brothel operator, deportee, wrote a letter that said the deportation was cruel and unjust, and very, very hard for a family. His grandson has deported parents in front of their children, has signed orders removing people who had lived here for decades. He's called immigrants criminals. He's called them an infestation. If the Prince of Bavaria had said yes, if they had let Friedrich stay, Donald Trump would not exist. Not here, anyway. He's here because a deportee begged for mercy and got on a ship. He's here because this country let in an illegal immigrant who had broken the law, dodged a draft, and made his money however he could. He's here because of exactly the kind of person that he's trying to erase.
Okay. Okay. Just more dirt. More dirt. The more dirt, man, the more you dig.
The greater Israel is now destroyed forever. Right now, it's done. The term Greater Israel, for those of you who don't know, refers to the geographical boundaries during the height of the Old Testament nation under Kings David and Solomon. That is what the Zionists call Greater Israel. And they believe that God gave them that land.
How the fuck did these people that are imposters, these Zionists, believe that that's their land? Okay? Let me go and give me some word definition. Zionist. I didn't ask for the word. A Zionist is someone who supports the development, protection, and existence of a Jewish nation in its ancestral homeland, the land of Israel. Rooted in the 19th century nationalism and ancient Jewish history, Zionism advocates for Jewish self-determination. It is commonly understood today as support for Israel's right to exist. Bullshit. Okay. Zionism doesn't see now. If you pay attention to the words, pay attention to the words now. Core beliefs, right? There's no mention of the Most High in it at all. These people are atheists. David Ben-Gurion, who started this shit in 1946 to 1948, okay, was an atheist. Okay? Now, let's go to atheism. An atheist is a person who does not believe in the existence of God or any gods, or who believes that no God or gods exist. It represents a lack of belief in deities rather than a single common belief system, with many basing their stance on a lack of empirical evidence. Right? Meaning of atheist is a person who does not believe the existence of God or any gods, one who subscribes to or advocates atheism. Okay? Believing in God but not organized religion is most commonly described as being spiritual but not religious. What do they call them? Spiritual Israelites, right? That's what these Edomites do. That's what they call themselves, right? They call themselves spiritual Israelites, right? All right. See, they're full of shit. I mean, out of nowhere, coming out of nowhere, talking out the side of their neck, man. Come on now. Bullshit.
The greater Israel is now destroyed.
Donald Trump has spent
Gaza is at a tipping point. The adults who are malnourished today will die. That is preventable, and it's preventable if we make the action to happen now in terms of feeding people, staving off this starvation.
No, we're not going to donate to you because the money will never reach the people it was meant to reach. Because of you goddamn devils. That's what you do. You thieves, you're rapists and murderers. And then you say that God loves you. You know, that you can take over another people's land and claim to be them. Right? That's your MO. You murderous thugs. That's all you do. Steal, kill, and destroy. Right? Let me go over here. Let me give me another biblical scripture. Come on. All right. Hold on. Salakia. I apologize for let me it's eating my lunch. Let me go back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Okay. Alrighty. Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. Right? That's what these imposters do. Right? They're atheists. A Zionist, okay, they believe that they're the God's chosen people. Okay, and they believe that for some strange reason that God gave them that land, but they don't believe in God, because if you speak to one of these Edomite devils let me see if I can find me a video so I can get some proof on that. Okay. Let's see if we can find a video. Let's type it in. Right? Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Let's see. Zionist Jews don't believe in God. Look at the face they pulled up. This very self-same people that say that the Most High God, yeah, come on, man. Bullshit. Okay, hold on. Okay, where do I start? Hold on, let me start. I'm gonna start here on this one. Uh-oh.
The Jewish people first entered the land of Israel 3,300 years ago, and everyone can read that in the Bible. Assuming you don't believe the Bible, then you can look at archaeology, which shows evidence of about 3,000. The Jewish people first entered the land of Israel.
Bullshit. You long snake. Okay, wait a minute.
Hey, Jews.
Yeah?
Why don't you believe in Jesus?
Good question. We actually hear it a lot, and it goes straight to the core differences between Judaism and Christianity.
But wasn't Jesus Jewish himself?
Yes, absolutely. Jesus was Jewish, lived in Judea, under Roman occupation.
He was not Jewish. He was a Jew. Okay, from the tribe of Judah. The only way you can be a Jew is you're from the tribe of Judah, and the tribe of Judah consists of Negroes, dark melanated skinned people. Okay? Everybody in the global south, everybody in the Gulf nations, everybody in Western Asia knows this as a fact. The only people that don't believe it are here in America. Babylon the Great, the land of Merathiam, the land of bitterness. That's what America means. Okay? It means bitter. Okay? And this place was bitter for us, the Israelites. We've been oppressed. We've been raped. We've been murdered, hung from a tree, burned at the stake, turned into geldings. If you don't know what a gelding is, it means they take hot pincers, cured in fire, pincers now, pincers. You know, the type of pincers that they use on farms, right? And these hot pincers, they would pinch off a man's genitalia, while at the same time they would be cauterizing the wound, rip it loose and burn it, and cauterize the wound to stop him from bleeding to death. So the rod and the testicles are snapped off in one fell swoop, effectively turning the man into a gelding, right? You can't tell if it's a man or a woman no more. Okay? This is the wickedness that these motherfuckers did to us. Not only that, but they went into buck breaking as well. Okay? That's just what the devils did over here. Okay? They want to do the same thing if they're not doing the same thing over in our country, our land, claiming to be us.
And many people back then were waiting for the Messiah.
So why didn't the Jews see him as that Messiah?
Because he didn't fulfill the Jewish expectations for the Messiah, in Judaism, the Messiah has to do some very specific things: bring ultimate redemption, restore an independent Jewish kingdom in Israel, gather all Jews back to the land, and bring world peace.
But Christianity also says he was more than the Messiah. He was God.
And that's another major difference. Judaism believes God is one and indivisible. God can't take human form. The idea of Jesus being both God and the Son of God, or the concept of the Trinity, doesn't fit Jewish monotheism.
Okay. Whatever, man. Okay. These you see what I'm saying? They've created an entire belief system based on bullshit. Straight the fuck out. The Son of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, is not God. Okay? The Son of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is the Son of the Most High. Okay? Already, let's go get it. Where is it at? Boom. Come on, get. See, I'm sorry, I get emotional about these things, man. But anyway, let's go back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And this is exactly what they've tried to do. They're trying to show everybody in the world, okay, and then get this, they're trying to build the temple. Okay, the temple of the Most High. Okay, look. Okay. No results. Okay, no problem. Okay, let me type this in. Salakia. Salakia. Okay, hold on. That's what I was looking for. Salakia. Ye. Oh, I can't remember where it's at. Where's it? Man, I can't find it now. I can't remember where it's at. There it is. First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? Right? And the Spirit of and Yahweh, and okay, right? Okay. Too many biblical scriptures now. This is trying to crash my brain again. Damn. Okay. Hold on. Wait. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? Right? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. But for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. Right? What? Know ye not that the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, which is in you, and ye have the Most High, and ye are not your own? Right? See? So these devils are in the process of trying to build a temple, a third temple, a separate temple, another building, because like it says, the Most High is not found in buildings made with hands. Okay? Hold on. What, can I get the thing? Handa. Right. Acts chapter 7, verse 48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet. Okay. Acts chapter 17, verse 24. The Most High hath made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. But these goddamn devils want to build a building and limit the power of the Most High by putting him in a matchbox in a town the size of a postage stamp on one little planet, the infinitesimal speck in the vastness of the universe of which he stands outside of. I mean, these motherfuckers are insane, man. Can you imagine? You know, this is where I'm telling you, okay, that's where my mind be at all the time. The Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai sits outside the boundary of time and space. Time and space are constructs made for our learning, the learning of the elect, to be able to discern the difference between what is righteous and what is wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. Like as it is written in chapter Malachi 3 and 16, 3 and 17, 18? 3 and 18. You see? So, it boggles the mind that you have a bunch of atheists that don't believe in the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, but they also claim that God gave them this land, and they don't even believe in God. They walk past Christians, which we just showed in the video, and spat on the fucking ground. Then you got Agent Orange, who is an illegal immigrant, whose father was an illegal immigrant, and his great-grandfather or grandfather was an illegal immigrant. And yet he tried to throw out all of the illegal immigrants and say that they're an infestation. Now look, and he won the presidency on a landslide because all of the maggots believed that all the so-called blacks need to be back in the fields picking cotton, picking oranges, strawberries. And when the blacks decided, fuck you and you asshole, I'm not going, okay, now they want to try to make a way for the illegal immigrants to be all rounded up and put in the FEMA camps, and then go through the B1 2B program, right? And pay taxes, which they were paying taxes before. But now the government allowing them to work back in the United States on a visa, right, will be able to hold all of their money. So they're back to slavery, free slave labor. You see? They lost everything, cars, trucks, whatever they had. Okay, the parents are separated. The men separated from the women separated from the children. What are they doing with the children? Over in these ICE facilities. You see what I mean? Nobody's thinking about these things. Okay? Because if it's not in the news, then it's not on your mind. And everybody's got the goddamn face in a telephone or a tablet or some sort of device. Okay? That's where their face is at. Okay? But they're all into folly. They don't worry or think about or search out what is actually going around them. It boggles my mind. These people are completely heartless. Okay, for real. Okay. Acts 19 and 26. Moreover, you see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul has persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods which are made with hands. Right? 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle, right, our temple, our body, were dissolved, we have a building of the Most High, and house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. You see? Right? Which is the new body, found in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 51 through 56. Right? We would be changed from corruption to incorruption, from mortal to immortality. I had somebody come on one of my comment board or one of my videos that I've yet to make a video on, of which I am. Eventually I'm going to make a video about it. Of an individual say, if the body is dissolved and cremated, how are these individuals going to be raised from corruption to incorruption, from mortal to immortality, if the body's been destroyed? Right? Well, I mean, I'm going to make a separate video. They sent that, put that on my text message on one of my videos. I'm like, what the fuck? Look, hell and Sheol are the grave. The body was originally turned to dust again. I was going to go straight off into Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 20 through 21, right? And then go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7, right? That's exactly where I was going to go. Just debunk that shit in less than 20 minutes. You people are stupid, right? But whatever. Anyway, getting back to the biblical, what was going on, because my mind be all over the place, and I apologize about that. It happens to me all the time. So anyway, I don't know. I saw that video this morning. Wow, Saudi Arabia's getting attacked now? Oh man, see, yep. The Dragons of Arabia, second. Golly, let me see. Hold on, I want to.
Didn't the U.S. and Israeli airplanes fly over Iraqi, Saudi, and Syrian airspace?
Yeah.
So if you allow your airspace to be used to attack Iran, then you make yourself vulnerable. And then they say that the Gulf states have said they will not allow U.S. bases to be used for attacking Iran. Okay, one can accept that maybe no planes were flying from there, but they are logistic hubs. They're service hubs. So they're very much part of the American defense system in this area.
Okay. Now, that's the reason why Saudi Arabia is being attacked, because, okay, all right, yeah, I was shook. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, what? I mean, like I said before, Saudi Arabia signed a deal with Bibi Makowalski, right, for Greater Israel. Netanyahu cannot be trusted. The devil is going to stab the Saudi Arabian prince in the fucking back, man, and expand Greater Israel into Saudi Arabia. Okay, that's what the plan is. That's what they're going to do. Anybody that tries to bow down and help these devils, they stab them in the back. Like I said before in Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1, thou hast dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. Right? That says the same thing in Obadiah 1 and 7. Hold on. Man, can I get the thing? Well, okay. Okay, let's go get, where was I at? Come on. Right. Obadiah. Where am I at? Boom. 1 and 7. Right? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Right? All of the nations, EU, NATO, okay, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Qatar, Syria, Libya, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq is going to join sides with Iran, especially with Russia and China giving them logistics, telling them where all of the enemy forces are at, the adversarial forces, okay? Plus, then they're going to have EU and NATO, okay, all the information that they got on America and Babylon the Great, and what they got with Israel. You got the entire world against you. Two nations are going to take over the entire world. Fuck that, man. It's going to eventually come down to the Samson option, okay? Let me see if I can Google that for you right quick. The Samson, that's what it's going to come down to eventually. It's going to come down to the Samson option. What is the Israeli Samson option? Boom. The Samson option is the term used to describe Israel's alleged military strategy of massive last resort nuclear retaliation against any nation or nations that destroy or threaten the existence of the state of Israel. Okay? It is a deterrence doctrine based on the biblical figure Samson, who destroyed a Philistine temple, killing himself and his enemies with the famous last words, "Let me die with the Philistines." Judges chapter 16, verse 30. Key aspects of the Samson option. Last resort. It is designed to be used only if conventional defenses fail and the nation is on the verge of being overwhelmed. Doomsday deterrence. The premise is that if Israel goes down, it will take its enemies and potentially the surrounding region or even world capitals down with it. Okay? That's where these devils are at. Okay? Israel was originally set up as a destabilization method to destabilize peace in the region by causing and fighting war. Right? That's the original premise of the whole reason why they went over there in the first place. These are a naturally warlike, bestial, bloodthirsty people. These Edomites. Okay? Especially Amalek. Okay? And the so-called Israeli are the Amalekites. Okay? The Edomites are here in America. They come from the same bloodline. Okay? Nuclear ambiguity. Israel has never officially confirmed or denied the existence of this strategy or its nuclear arsenal, maintaining a policy of nuclear opacity or bombs in the basement. Right? Origin of the term. While the concept existed earlier, the term was popularized by American journalist Seymour Hersh in his 1991 book, The Samson Option, Israel's Nuclear Arsenal and American Foreign Policy. Okay? Targets. It implies the ability to target not only regional adversaries, but potentially European or other international capitals. Okay? You see why EU and NATO are going to get involved in this shit against Israel? To try to stop these motherfuckers from blowing up their country? Right? That's Esau versus Esau, isn't it? Hold on. Let's go over here to Mark. Because Mark chapter 3, verse 23 is going to just come up, okay? Going back to Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee, and there is none understanding in them. And that wound is that once Iran takes over the Straits of Hormuz, they're going to enact tariffs on all of the nations. And the highest tariffs are going to be on Israel and the United States. You know, EU and NATO's is in third place. Okay? Real shit. Because they're all Edomites. And they can't be trusted. Right? And all because of what they believe as far as Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And that's all these Edomites have ever done is, like it says in John chapter 10, verse 10, the thief cometh not but for to steal, kill, and to destroy. And that's all they know. They won't do anything else. They don't know how to do anything else. They don't, man. All they know how to do is destroy, man. Kill and steal. You know, they'll steal you, like I said in the video yesterday, they'll steal you, okay, like it says in Exodus chapter 21, if a man stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he is found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Right? The children of Israel are in possession, okay, of these Edomite devils. They possess us. They own us. Now, you don't want to have to believe that if you don't want to. That's fine. They own you. How? You have a social security card. You have a birth certificate with a government name that they gave you, that they offered your mother on the day that you broke water and came down that canal. You are under maritime law. Under maritime law, anything on the high 7 seas of water, on a body of water, is property by the British government and the property of the United States government corporation. So when you broke your mama's water, okay, you were property right then. You were a goddamn kitchen table with a name. Okay, straight out. So you talking about that nobody owns you, you're lying to yourself. You do your own research and see if I'm telling you a lie, man. I dare you. Google it, goddammit. You ain't got nothing else better to do. Okay? On maritime law and how a woman, type it in, a woman's water breaks, okay, is that child owned by the U.S. government under maritime law? Type that in. That's what I did. Blew my hair back. I'm like, goddamn. So they give you a birth certificate and a social security card owned by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve owns that birth certificate. On the back of your birth certificate, there is a 6-digit number. On the back of your social security card, there is a 6-digit number. Follow the money. Follow the code. Okay? It will tell you what Federal Reserve owns you. Which Federal Reserve in the United States owns you. I'm telling you, man. Blew my hair back like, what the fuck? And then, okay. Now, where was I at, man? Damn, I lost my place, man. I don't know. It happens to me all the time. And I apologize for being all over the place. Let me go to Jeremiah. What? An hour? Oh, my God. Okay.